All right, welcome in for another review show. Yappin' Wrestling, Dylan Mel and Deli here to talk the July 12th, 2024 edition of Friday Night Smackdown. We are on the road to SummerSlam. This is the first SmackDown post Money in the Bank, and we are 3 weeks away from SummerSlam. The pay-per-views are flying out like hotcakes this summer. It feels like we turn every corner and there's another PLE. So that stretch from Bad Blood to Survivor Series will be feeling like forever when we get there. But what'd you think of the show overall tonight? If you had to give it a star rating out of 5, 3?
Yeah, three out of 5. I mean, these last couple of SmackDowns pretty much been story based. So like last couple of SmackDowns is pretty much just building stories, and I guess you now you've seen since Money in the Bank building new stars. So I'm
Yeah.
three out of 5 is a fair grade or
I thought the
star.
wrestling could have been a little better on tonight's show.
100%.
But next week we have Andrade and Carmelo lined up, so we'll be chilling. We'll be chilling in that department. But SmackDown opened up tonight with Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy in the Bank. I'm just gonna go in order of the show. Normally we talk about the main point, but I will just save it for the end here. So Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy in the Bank comes out. I thought we were for sure getting a pink briefcase right off the rip. It's still white, which makes me think if that briefcase is still white come SummerSlam, she's not cashing it. We got a tease of that. So Tiffy comes out, she cuts a promo about youngest Money in the Bank winner ever, the performance she put on, just kind of your classic braggadocious promo. 100%. Bailey comes out, BBL Bailey makes her way.
Love it.
BBL Bailey makes her way to the ring.
Love that.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Love that, man.
She makes her way to the ring. Her promo tonight, there was a little hiccups in there. I mean, Bailey's a vet, so I'm not gonna like harp on her about it, but I noticed a little bit there. She comes out and is like, if you cash in on me, you're gonna lose. Nia comes out and says you're not gonna make it, blah blah blah. Kind of just planting the seeds there of Nia Bailey at SummerSlam because Nia won Queen of the Ring tournament. And Tiffany's got the briefcase, and Bailey hits, with the, well, what are you going to do if I slip on a banana peel and lose? I was like, that's the best you got? Slip on banana peel? So then
I'm better than that. But
what are you essentially just kind of planting the seed of, is Tiffany going to turn on you? Can you even trust her? And Nia was quick with it. She's like, you could play divide and conquer all you want. I don't really care. I'm coming for that. I was like, damn, all right, Nia. And then Tiffany
brush that off.
Yeah, Tiffany and Nia proceed to get the beat down going. And Meechin with the save. That leads us to Nia versus Meechin. I thought this was actually a pretty solid match between these two. It outperformed my expectations for it. I'll say it like 100%. That. Ultimately, of course, Nia picks up the win here. I wouldn't expect anything else, but a good TV match for sure. And then we get the real beatdown at the end of the match. Nia and Tiffany are standing tall, and they were really kind of dragging it. And I was like, I had the tweet ready to go. I was about to be like, so why is Tiffany not cashing in right now? I had it ready to tweet. And then I was like, let me wait until it goes to commercial because they're really dragging right now.
You know how that goes with the logic. The same thing with the Damian Priest stuff where they beat somebody up, beat Seth up, or Seth in the middle of the ring, and you don't see no Damian Priest. They're gonna do the same thing with Tiffany.
I don't think they're going to, because they pretty much kind of have an out now. After tonight, they set it up as to maybe this is why Tiffany will double take, because Tiffany was letting Nia leave the ring first and then like kind of did the look back of like, wait a minute. Why am I not cashing in right now? She went over to the ref, and of course the ref, like, this is the real like illogic with the Money in the Bank that always comes. Are you sure you want to cash? No. Are you sure you want to cash in? No. Are you sure you really want to cash?
Yes, I'm sure.
And then Nia said, what are you doing? Like, trying to take my title before. And she was like, oh, snap. Like, Nia's not going to let me do this. Like, let me bounce because I don't want to waste this opportunity.
100%.
And I saw Twitter went berserk immediately. that's it, confirmed. Tiffany cashing in on Nia at SummerSlam. I don't think so.
Nah.
I think it's way too obvious.
Nah. Nah. If anything, if Tiffany cashing on SummerSlam, it will be on Bailey. It won't be on Nia. Because if Nia does win, Nia will win not in a dominant fashion, but she will win in a fashion where she won't be beat up to the point that she could walk out of SummerSlam. I think if Bailey wins it, she will
Exactly.
be too beat up to even walk out of SummerSlam. That's when Tiffany cashes in.
So I'll say this, and nail on the head
Yeah.
there from you as well.
Yeah.
Guys, Nia Jax is this dominant force.
Yes.
Bailey's going to give her a run for her money, but when Nia wins, Nia is going to be standing tall.
Yeah.
Unless Tiffany comes in and starts like beating her with like a chair or something and like
Mariah
takes
May
her out, like
Mariah.
she's not going to have the upper hands as to how they're, protecting Nia. I think Nia is going to get a run with the title for a little bit. I think we're more than likely set to see a Charlotte Flair return at SummerSlam rather than a Tiffany Stratton cash
in. Yeah.
Because they want Tiffany and Charlotte for Mania.
100%, and that'll be a great match, and hopefully that Charlotte will do the job. But yeah, I don't think people thinking that she's gonna cash it in on Nia, just not knowing who Nia's been in her second run here. I don't think that's not logically, not saying logically possible, but it's not, it's not, the logic on that don't make no sense for real, unless, like you said, unless Tiffany hits Nia a couple of times with the briefcase and she, turns on her and whatnot. But I think it's the easier and the most simple booking is if Nia is dominating Bailey the whole match, and then Bailey wins off a roll-up, like same thing how we want Sammy to beat Braun. That's when you cash in. That's the most logical time to cash it in. But seeing Nia being so strong and which I think she will win SummerSlam. That's what I would think. I think she will win SummerSlam. But if she don't win SummerSlam, if she do lose SummerSlam, then that's the potential of a cash in, and that's how you will see it.
I think the eventual cash in we see is kind of in a Charlotte Flair Nia Jax championship match. Maybe Charlotte's got Nia in the figure 8, and then Tiffany is out there and she cashes in and hits her prettiest moonsault on Charlotte or on Nia and gets the title, and it's like, I thought you were gonna lose. I had to make sure that we kept the title, and then Charlotte eventually gets the one-on-one match with Tiffany.
Yeah, because I think 3 weeks ain't a good enough build to have a distinction between Nia and Tiffany. They're so strong and they just started. So yeah, we all want to see that happen in SummerSlam, but I just don't think that's gonna happen at SummerSlam yet. I think, to be honest with you, if Nia does win, I see her and Bailey going probably maybe 2 pay-per-views. Now, same with Bailey. If Bailey wins, then I see Nia with 2 pay-per-views. But it just depends, because I think those 3 is gonna be in the program pretty much for the next couple of PLEs until, like, you see a Charlotte comes, and then Charlotte comes back, or do you see a Jade and Bianca go separate ways, because those 3 right there right now are the main event cards for the women. Everybody else is fighting positions to see what they're gonna be at. So that's what I see. So
yeah,
like
I think they're saving Jade and Bianca for Mania. I mean, we thought maybe SummerSlam, but even after tonight, it would be way too quick of a turnaround. But yeah, and it's crazy to me because all the people that were complaining about Drew McIntyre's cash in are the same people that are like, Tiffany needs to cash in at SummerSlam, and I'm like, oh, so you just want both Money in the Banks burned through in 3 weeks?
That's the IWC, man. That's the IWC for you, man. They don't know how to make up their freaking mind, bro.
Yeah, so then we moved into tag team action. Legado del Fantasma defeats Apollo Crews and
a little fun match.
Yeah, match. I'll be honest. The tag team divisions need a little bit of weight to them, and so I wouldn't mind Corbin and Crews kind of being a team. Corbin had a good little run with Braun Breaker in NXT. He's a proven tag team wrestler. Apollo Crews on TV. It's not a tag team that I would have thought to put together on paper, but you know what? I'm cool with it. And I like Legado getting the win. You got to, build up some heel challengers for DIY. I'm guessing that's the kind of the direction we're headed in.
The thing about it is, it's kind of, when they first formed, they was hot. Switchcom had that heat and you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that they, like you said, I'm glad they got their win to get that heat back. I think, Legado Fantasma as a group is amazing, and Santos is an amazing singles competitor. I think they all get that heat back, all get that crowd reaction back like they had when they was going against Ray and Carlito and stuff like that. I need them to get that back because they since LWO left and went to Raw, they really hasn't been doing anything. So I kind of like this program that they doing, like, you know, saying let's, you know, I think WWE got a lot of baby faces. I think we need to start building up more heels, like top heels. Now you see the Bloodline faction is building up to be one of those top heels.
Oh, they're taking over.
They taking over. So I think that's what you know, because now we're transitioning to more baby faces. You know, Judgment Day splitting up to be a baby face. You know what I'm saying? We need more heel factions, heel heat, and we need that. So it's like I'm glad that they got the win, like you said, and I'm glad that they building up that heat back for them, because when Santos came back and he had that run with what you call him, that heat that he was getting was phenomenal. He was getting good heat. He was getting good crowd reaction
against Ray at
yes,
Mania.
Yeah. So I like that, and I mean I guess excuse me, I guess they tried to do stuff with the Pride, and Bobby got injured, so it kind of messed it up, and they went away. So it's like that was kind of to get their heat with them, and you know, injuries happens. But I kind of like this match because it kind of just, you know, builds the heat back up for them. You lose, you lose in the way, you know what I'm saying. Of course, heel tactics, and you win and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a fun match. It was a really fun match. A lot of high flying stuff. Baron going over top of the ropes.
Yeah,
and
that was crazy. I did a double take on that. Apollo.
Yeah, that was good.
Help him up over there a little bit.
Yeah,
he cleared it.
He cleared it. So it's like, and I like that, and I like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, Baron Corbin, you know what I'm saying, I blame Vince for Baron Corbin, because when Baron Corbin was in NXT Black and Gold, his presentation was phenomenal, his wrestling was phenomenal. And then he went to the main. He went to the main roster, and then just gave him bad gimmicks after bad gimmicks, and man cut his hair, and it was just he didn't know what to do with him. And
I'm not gonna lie, I think they did him a favor on the haircut.
The haircut, I kind of like the black hair, even though he was kind of receding. He was kind of receding.
Kind of.
It was going away. It was going away.
It's
black
generous.
hair, I mean, the low, yeah, it was going away. But it's like, yeah, it's. But I want people to understand, as far as these talents that Triple H got now, people got to understand that some of these talents, like a Baron Corbin, like Apollo Crews, they was left to dead. You got to build them back up, and it's hard to build something back up in type of when they got no heat, no crowd reaction, people hands behind their back, whatever, sitting on the chairs when they come in. Like, you got to build that up. People are not like LA Knight and overnight sensations. Like, LA Knight was quick, but not a lot of people was like, it's not like LA Knight.
And also, you know, the IWC, we talked about them, and there's no shade here, but it's a vocal majority, but it's a minority of the actual fans. So while everybody that you see on IWC, myself and Deli making these videos, whoever you be watching on Twitter, of course, they're big Baron Corbin fans, big Apollo Crews fans. That does not make up the large percentage of the crowd. That audience needs to be reintroduced, and it needs to be rebuilt up. They're not, no life in this like us.
Yes, 100%. And it's like, you know, like, not to jump ahead, because I think we might get to it, but it's kind of the same thing with Andrade. We haven't seen Andrade in 5 years, so of course he's going to be cold. He was in a company where they didn't feature him at all. He was barely getting seen. So it's like, when he come back and he don't get no huge crowd reaction, of course. But you can't say, Triple H ain't dropping the ball with him. No, Triple H got to build. You got to build people up. It just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't happen overnight. Like I said, the only person I could think of that this happened overnight was LA Knight. He's the
That's
only
just because he sounds exactly like The Rock and Stone Cold on the mic.
Stone Cold mixed together, and it's just addictive.
Just
you know
gets
what I'm saying?
over.
It's just like, so Andrade got to get himself built up, and on top of that, you're not having him with Zelina. So even the OG fans know that he was good with Zelina, but Zelina he can't be with her now. So that's why, like I said, I don't want to keep jumping ahead, but that's why I would love.
That's perfect. That's the next segment, so we could talk about Andrade. Andrade versus Carmelo, slated for next week. Gonna be a banger of a match. I don't really know who goes over. I don't see either of these two landing on the SummerSlam card. We kind of talked about this on the Raw review, but the card's just too loaded. So I like this just kind of being a TV feud. And I could see Carmelo Hayes winning at the end of this 3 weeks. That way he's LA Knight's first challenger. That's kind of where I see that going. They're building up the U.S. title mid-card division the same way they have the IC title division on Raw, because now, after SummerSlam, there will be a champion on the roster.
I'm just gonna let you know, right? And this is like another thing. I sound like I'm on a Papa H payroll, but it's just another thing that he has done since he took over. These mid-card wrestlers are freaking phenomenal. I love Logan Paul. Logan Paul has done a great job with the U.S. title as far as marketing outside of WWE. As far as inside, when he do actually do matches, is great. But putting the belt on LA Knight and having him there every single week, now you're going to get to see the Santos, like I was talking about. You're going to see the Carmelo Hayeses, and you're going to see the Andrades. That mid card for SmackDown.
And you could even see a Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews.
That's what I'm saying. Like it is that
Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. Now that they're probably done with the titles.
Yes, and then to be honest with you even got in your tag team champions. They're both phenomenal single competitors. So it's like both mid card for both brands are amazing, and I just can't wait until LA Knight wins this belt. And now you see, because I mean they've been teasing him and Carmelo Hayes. So you're right. I think Carmelo Hayes will go over in this feud, and then he'll be the first challenger. Maybe I don't see Bash in Berlin. I don't see it, but maybe Bad Blood, probably the first match in Bad Blood, maybe the second match in Bad Blood, something like that. Or you could do a triple threat match, or you could do a fatal 4-way with him, Santos, and what you call him. You could do that because, like I said, it looks like Andrade and Carmelo Hayes are going to be featured in the mid card scene. They're going to be the two people behind LA Knight, behind LA Knight. That's going to be featured a lot. And then you got the Santos.
This is just copy and paste Ilya and Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. I mean, like they're
exactly.
But it's great. It's great wrestling. We then move to Orton and Cody backstage. They have like a little locker room moment where Randy Orton's like, "Hey, you're kind of a moron for going out to the ring tonight with those 4 guys, and when it backfires on you, I'll be there." And we kind of like knew that. He says Kevin Owens isn't there. Obviously prayers have to Kevin Owens and his family
prayers
and what he's dealing with. But so Orton then says, once we put to bed this bloodline stuff, just know there's going to be a lot of guys aiming for your title. I'll have your back.
See, I ain't gonna lie. I thought when he said that,
snake in the grass.
Yes. See, the funny thing about that line, because I was trying to predict what he's gonna say. So when he said that, I was like, that was weird, because I feel like he was gonna say, "There's a lot of people come for your title." And when he did that pause, I thought he was gonna say, "Including me."
I thought he was gonna say, "Could I have the first shot at it?"
Yes, something like that. That's what I thought.
Something friendly, and he was like, he was like, "But don't worry, I'll be your bodyguard." And I was like,
"Yeah,
you ain't gonna be no fucking bodyguard. Get out of here with that."
2009 and 2010 Orton, that man, that snake in the grass, like you said. I can't trust that guy.
And Cody's back. Cody, I hope Cody catches him going for the RKO. Cody will be. I mean, Cody would be so stupid to believe him.
He will.
Like Randy Orton and him were in Legacy. He saw that Orton. He would be stupid to not. Even at least keep one eye open on this situation.
Even though him and Ted turned on him, but turned on Cody. Turned on Randy. But like I said, that first RKO on Randy gonna hit like crack. I'm not gonna lie to you. When he did that, that's gonna the amount of gasp in the crowd and the amount of boos real quick after he punt kick him, because he's gonna punt kick him. You just can't have a heel turn without a punt kick. That RKO to punt kick is going to hit like crack in the 80s. All right, it's going to be generational heat like this.
It's going to take us through the winter. This feud will take us through the winter for sure, and it'll probably blow off at the Royal Rumble, if I had to guess. So then we move in. LA Knight comes out. He's so over. Guy cuts a great promo. Essentially, confirming but not confirming U.S. title match, him and Logan Paul in Cleveland. I think it opens the show. Personally, Logan Paul from Cleveland gonna drop the belt, gonna do the job. LA Knight gonna take over, but we kind of touched on that a little bit already. But a solid promo from LA Knight. We then move into Blair Davenport versus Naomi. They're kind of building up the women's mid card. I'm thinking Naomi is going to be the first one to win the U.S. women's title that they're going to debut. I think they're going to give her kind of a run with that. Blair Davenport, I tweeted this out. Her character just is Andrew Tate without the car, without the Bugatti, without the what color is your Bugatti? She's Andrew Tate, because she just goes, I'm better than you. I work harder than you. I get up. I grind. You could be this, but you don't work hard. Like, that was her promo. Then her and Naomi have a match. She loses. later on in the show, she would attack Naomi. So we're not really done with this feud quite yet. It's a
Yep.
fine mid-card feud. I know you're
Yep.
a bigger NXT guy than me, and
Mhm.
maybe some other people are new to Davenport as well. Can you kind of
Yes.
speak to her? Because I'm going to be honest, it's just not doing anything for me right now.
Yeah. Yes. Well, she's stiff, meaning stiff in a good way, meaning her hits is she hits pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? She's more that, that UK style, that European style, you know what I'm saying? Some of her hits hurt, you know what I'm saying? She's very stiff in the ring. She, you know what I'm saying, she's gonna be a little technical, she's gonna be ground and pound and stuff like that. Now, I would agree with you. I feel like her call up was too early because even before then, she wasn't really in big, type of feuds. She had a couple of runs with Lyra. You know what I'm saying? She had a little Lyra when Lyra was champion before she moved up. So it really wasn't something big. So like I said, her being called up was premature. But yeah, she's a phenomenal wrestler. She's one of those ones that can really put on a good match if she gives them time. And I'm kind of happy that Naomi won because I know a lot of people in IWC was upset that they feel like Naomi been losing a lot. So I'm glad Naomi got a good victory. I just think that if you give those two time, I think they would be really good. But yeah, Blair is going to
It
be.
feels like this is like they called up Blair to kind of stack the roster for these mid-card titles.
Yes, and build her up because like I said, she is a really good wrestler, and you know what I'm saying, like she's gonna do the job for people for now, and then she's gonna, like I said, we got a lot of baby faces, so it's like we need a nice little heel, and like you said, mid card. I can see that. I can see Naomi winning that U.S. women's title, and she's having a good little run until who knows who will take it. I can't really say nobody, but I can see either Blair or Naomi being the first champion, and and holding that for a pretty good time, probably into Mania, or if they don't have it before Mania. But I could see that.
I would be kind of surprised if it's not Naomi on SmackDown that wins that title.
Can I ask you a question real quick before we move on? How do you feel about them adding more championships for the mid card women? How do you feel about that? Because I know it's been a lot of indifference as far as social media. So I want to ask you that question. How do you feel about that?
I don't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say they're gonna need to bolster the rosters, but news also came out this past week about WWE potentially bringing in 2 new women from overseas, I believe, from Japan. And they do look like they may be breaking up some of these groups. So in terms of like the Raw mid-card scene, we could have Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Dakota Kai all move on as singles competitors. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's a TV title. I can't imagine a world where we're seeing these titles defended on a PLE, but I think it's good for TV.
Okay, yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. I think yes, because Triple H is so much into women wrestling that he will do that for the women because that's something that he's trying to empower and he's trying to showcase that he has the best women wrestling in the world, not just in the U.S.
I think it
promotions,
makes
but in
it a
the
little
world.
easier to write the stories too.
Yeah, because
Like, it makes it
because
easier to follow.
Yeah,
like if this Blair Naomi feud had a title attached to it, I think there's just a little bit more investment.
It'd be great. Yeah, yes, 100%. So just like you said, but like a TV title is not bad. A TV title when you don't have your like your world title or your US title or your
it allows that flexibility too.
Yes, because you don't have to defend because you don't usually defend it every single time. You could defend the women's championship, the mid card championships every single week if you want to, or every other week.
I think it also potentially leads to a black and gold situation, which I don't know how people are necessarily going to feel about this. But where there's certain weeks of television where the world champion is just not featured.
Yeah.
Where, if you have LA Knight as the US champion on SmackDown, you have Bayley as the women's champion, you have DIY the tag titles, you have Naomi as the women's mid-card champion, you could have the women's tag titles on the show. There could be a week where if it's like a 6-week up build to the next PLE, Cody Rhodes just isn't on a SmackDown. And on one hand, for some people, that's like, what the hell? Like, I paid to see Cody, so I get it for like the live audience, but maybe he'll just do like a dark match and it's just not on TV that week. I don't know. Because they used to be able to do that way for black and gold because they would film multiple episodes in one go. So if you went, you would see the champion. Just we don't see it weekly. So
and even if it's a 2-minute backstage promo, pre-recorded backstage promo, Cody. Yes, you might not. Yes, you'd be upset. Like you said, dark match. Cody works dark matches all the time.
Yeah,
he worked dark matches all the time, even when he's still as a champion. So, like I said, even though we seen Cody in two promos, but both of them was
when
like
I
the
went to
first one.
SmackDown, Cody didn't have a match, but he came out at the end of the dark match as like the babyface reaction. I went right before like the King of the Ring when it was him and Logan Paul. So him and Logan, like match. when they agreed to fight, I was there that night. But Cody didn't have a match. But the dark match was Jey Uso and Gunther, and then Cody came out at the end. So they could, you could still get the reaction for the live audience. We then did move into an actual title match, DIY defeating A-Town Down Under. It looks like we're definitely headed in the direction of Theory and Waller feud again. The mid card on SmackDown, getting some build up there. Theory back in a better spot now. He's gotten better as a performer.
100%.
And DIY remains tag champs. I was going to mention this during the Legato segment, but I'll say it now. I'm happy Legato won, and it makes me think that they're going to challenge DIY because I was worried that WB was going to transitional champ DIY into the Tongans like that. And the promo that they cut before they came out to the ring, Solo had mentioned that the previous bloodline had the tag titles and lost it. So they're coming for those titles, and they're going to win them, probably going into WrestleMania next year. But I would like to see DIY get like a little bit of a reign through the fall.
And even if that happens, people who don't know must know that Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa is probably one of the best tag teams in the world.
Yeah, I know what you've seen from Tonga Loa has been a little botchamania with him missing low blows. Get him in the ring.
Yeah, him as a single sucks. I'm just gonna say right there. But him with Tama Tonga, they're the best. They're one of the best tag teams in the world. And if you don't know, Google it. So
and even those two versus the Usos at WrestleMania would feed families.
Yes, and like I said, and like you said, even them against DIY is still a dream match. DIY is still one of the. They still.
I want two matches out of it for sure.
Yeah, so it's like I said, people, if you don't know who Gorilla of Destiny are, look them up because when they're together, they're one of the best. Go Google it because I think maybe what I want to say maybe 2 years ago they did the best tag teams in the world and it was number 3. It was Usos, FTR, and Gorillas of Destiny. If you don't know, you know. So I'm just letting you know. Y'all, Botchamania Tonga Loa is funny and all, but when he's in that ring with his brother,
when he's actually wrestling,
magic, and they're really good. And he's actually wrestling. Like they when those two, because to be honest with you, he's not gonna do much. It's Tama Tonga, and like Tama Tonga is a freaking great wrestler too. So it's like he's gonna do what he gotta do, and then but like
they're more of a tag team for sure.
They're more of a tag team, man. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Now that is going to be a good. Being before we go to the Usos, them against DIY 2 or 3, take my money. DIY can go, and that's going to be a good match, bro.
Yeah, DIY is one of my favorite teams in the world right now. So I'm happy they're champs. They get the win here in this match. A solid match overall.
Yeah.
You know, a main event worthy. It wasn't the main event, but certainly could have been and was a week ago. We get the rematch clause out of the way. I don't think that we see these titles defended at SummerSlam. I think we kind of move into Legato versus DIY feud, and I think there's a world where Austin Theory ends up joining up with DIY, kind of a way reunion, and we get those 3 versus Santos and Legato. But that's just me forward looking. After the match, Jacob Fatu comes out and he showed the cat's out of the bag. He is a dog.
Here's the funny thing about that, right? And this is once again, this sounds like I'm glazing Papa H, but he sees what y'all say, and this right here, what y'all seen was a fuck you. That was a major. Oh, you will think? Oh, we holding him back? Here you go. Let me show you what he can do.
On one hand, it was super cool. On the other hand, he took out your top 2 tag teams by himself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will say this, Solo Cody is only happening once because you keep putting up Fatu like that, people are going to be like, well, he's just better than Solo.
Yeah, and that's why that's why it took him so long to get. I mean, now looking at now, I don't think that's what took him so long to get there. I think what took him so long to debut because he was shedding that weight. I think because
they also didn't want him to.
I know that
because
they
know from a wrestling ability he will overshadow. I mean, to be fair, he'll overshadow like 90% of the roster. It's not just a dig at Solo here.
It's not a dig because I mean, once again, another thing that, as far as what I said, the Goo stuff, because Solo before he made to the main roster, before he went to WWE, he was pretty good.
Well, he could put on a good match. There's no like I said, it's not a dig at Solo.
Yeah, and he had put on more weight than he did when he was in the Indies. Because before he came to NXT, he was not doing what Jacob Fatu was doing, but he was more agile. He was more mobile. He was doing more stuff. Like I said,
I bet Solo surprises at SummerSlam and has a really good match with Cody. I bet people get surprised because we've never it's in the last couple of years, and I'm surprised we never saw Solo go for a mid-card title when he was, the enforcer for Roman. Yeah, but no, not NXT. Because he was North American champion down there. I'm surprised he never had a US title reign when the bloodline was, OG bloodline was popping. But that is what it is. And then so Fatu, big attack. Solo comes out, basically, talks his shit.
That aura is wild.
Dude, I tweeted, I said they got aura. Cody comes out, and this is like the one gripe that I have sometimes with wrestling. Dude, like, you don't even come out holding like a kendo stick or something. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I get like being brave and standing up to them. How about like you just show a little common sense though with it? Like what's about to go down.
Listen, man, that's Super Cody. We had Super Cena, now we got Super Cody.
I mean, Super Cody got his ass handed to him, so I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it from a realism standard. But Cody, come on, like, let's use some brains. Cody,
if you know, Cena did that back in the day with the Nexus. He'd come in and be like 8 Nexuses, and he just walking in the ring by himself with no nothing, just a microphone. Like, what you do? You're gonna get beat up.
It was just like, all right, man. Like I have a hard time feeling bad for you. Like, I felt bad for Paul Heyman. I don't really feel bad for Cody. But so Cody essentially says he wants Solo at SummerSlam. The match is going to be official. We knew where we were headed there. And then we have the beatdown begin. Randy comes out, gets his ass beat. I like the fact that the bloodline kind of tied up Cody and was like, yeah, your friend's going to come out here. Look what happens to him. You watch this shit. And they beat the shit out of Randy Orton. I think we may be setting up a Jacob Fatu versus Randy Orton match at SummerSlam, and maybe the Tongans don't fight, because I think maybe they're giving Kevin Owens SummerSlam off. Personally, I think with all this family stuff going on, maybe they're going to say stay home, spend time with the family. We could pivot to Orton Fatu.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm glad you put that last part in, because the look that he gave him at Money in the Bank, that's what I thought that was going. SummerSlam Owens versus Fatu, which would have been man, I don't even want to. That's a banger, but that's what I thought that was gonna happen.
Fatu, his first singles match, getting a victory over Randy Orton.
We're a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah,
because Randy doesn't need to get a win to get to challenge Cody. That could just tell itself story wise. But Fatu,
and Randy haven't lost that
win.
I think Randy only had lost twice since he came back. Twice. I think he lost the Carmelo Hayes.
Lost to Carmelo in the triple threat. And he lost the tag match too.
So he lost it 2, maybe 3, 4 times. So he can.
But at the end of the day, wins and losses don't matter. Especially when your name's Randy Orton. You can walk into any main event scene. So we're set for Cody Solo at SummerSlam. We've talked about it at extent, but I'll talk about it here. No Jimmy Uso tonight. I'll ask you this. Do we see Jimmy Uso before SummerSlam? Reports came out that he's cleared. I feel like at this point, it's not going to happen. I think we're just going to get them all at once. I think I think we just see the visual of Roman and the Usos walk out together all at once. I don't think, because what's going to happen? I guess they could run it of Randy Orton's hurt next week and Kevin Owens is out. Who's Cody going to have to back him up? And then Jimmy returns and gets his ass beat. I mean, but no matter who comes out until SummerSlam, they're getting their ass beat by this new bloodline. Bloodline is going to be dominant for the next, 2 SmackDowns. And then at SummerSlam, we get the return of Roman Reigns.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not. The rumors out that he will be back at SummerSlam, or rumored to be around SummerSlam. So I don't know how true
Jimmy
it is.
or Roman?
Roman. It came out today. I don't know.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it came out today. Now I'm frustrated. I will not lie to you. I'm frustrated because Roman coming out SummerSlam, and then he waits in the top, like he waits kind of like mid ramp, and then you hear Jimmy songs come out, that'll get a generational pop. Yes. But it's like, damn,
and then you hear, ooh, so
yeah, and of course, me complaining about it, I'll be happy about that. But it's like, man, we've been kind of teasing the Jimmy stuff. I was hoping
Jimmy was name dropped tonight.
Yeah, he was name dropped. He was advertised to show up for the 12th. I seen on the little flyer he was.
I'll say, so that was debunked as an old poster. I'll say this. I do think there's a 50-50 shot that what I just said does happen. I think Cody needs to find backup before SummerSlam, where he's going to keep getting his ass beat, and Jimmy Uso returns on the road to SummerSlam, builds up hype, and then maybe at SummerSlam, Cody asks Jay and Jimmy if they could put their differences aside and stand in his corner. That way, the Tongans don't get involved in this match. It's a car crash. We see the Usos and the Tongans brawl out the arena, and then we're left with Cody solo alone in the ring, and then Roman returns at the end of that to get the face off.
You persuaded me, because by you saying Cody going to Jay, I feel like this is long-term story booking, because Jay kind of owed Cody for get him out of that situation.
Right.
So I could damn well see.
Well, that's how it's going to have to be.
Yeah, I damn sure see a promo early on SummerSlam. He walks in there because SummerSlam, that's when both promotions could be together. Yeah. So I can see him walking in there and be like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?"
Or even like a phone call.
I
got a guy that'll have my back.
Yeah, because it, like, let's just say that Friday before SummerSlam, Jimmy comes back, which would
I'm
be
starting
good.
to think Jimmy's going to come back next week. I think they wrote Randy off for next week with today
to bring Jimmy in. Yes,
yeah.
Because let's just say that. Let's just say Jimmy comes back, right? So now Cody knows, even though he don't know for sure he could trust Jimmy, but now he know he got Jimmy. Okay, I got Jimmy. Now I'm looking at my odds, because now I still got Jimmy, but it's still 4 against 2. So now I make that phone call like you said, and I think. Even though I want Solo to win just because of story-wise, but I think Cody wins, and then the new bloodline beats them up, and that's when you hear Roman music. And that right there is better than, I think a standoff would be cool, but I think a run-in with Roman kicking their ass would blow the roof off the place. He comes in, you hear the music, he runs in, couple of spares, couple of Superman punches, and then not to Solo though. Solo gets out of there, but he does that to the Tongans, and he does that to Fatu. He knocks Fatu down.
I mean, if the match is no DQ, I could see Roman being the reason Cody retains. Actually,
yeah, I can see that. I can see that 100%. Actually, I think that match should be a no DQ match, just because of that, to make it one of the most
bloodline rules.
Bloodline rules. I think so too. I think Cody would be so mad over the buildup of how angry he is at them keep going in. He's like, "Oh, you want to keep coming in? Bet no DQ then. Let's no DQ it." And like I said, I see Roman come in, couple of spears, couple of Superman punches, and take 3 people to knock down Fatu. Solo gets out of there because Solo don't want that smoke.
It's gonna be an Austin level pop for Roman.
Yes. So I guess that's closing the show, which is not ideal of because of the people, because of the 2 names. Cody.
Here's what I'll say. Cody won't be closing Berlin. That'll be Gunther. And Cody might not close at Bad
Most
Blood
bad blood.
either because it
Yeah,
might
so
be
that's gonna be
Punk's
Punk
McIntyre
and
in the cell.
McIntyre. Yeah,
So, Cody's got to get the
yeah,
close here. And
yes,
realistically, at Survivor Series, Bloodline Warfare, Cody probably won't be closing that show either.
yeah. He probably
So,
won't close. He probably won't close again until Royal Rumble.
but probably not, because probably the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. So,
Cody,
which I mean, yeah,
listen,
I'm not.
so Cody getting the main event isn't a problem for me, a guy who's
Yeah,
definitely earned it.
yeah. He
So
earned it. He earned it for sure.
that's where we're at on SummerSlam. That's the end of the SmackDown portion of the pod. Let us know your thoughts down below.